All right. Stream. What is this? We are going to be playing the Curse of Strahd module. I need to research and experience what a good module is, and it will be a little bit of a break from the normal campaign. This is for if I want to be writing a module in the future for Frostmark, and I also really want to try out Curse of Strahd because everyone says it's brilliant. This is not going to be the normal Curse of Strahd. It's going to be set in the Frostmark setting, and I'll also be doing other changes to it for what I think is better. I don't know. Might be not, but I hope it will be. And tonight we are going to start with a dungeon, which is in the feeling of the module Curse of Strahd, but it's not really connected to the story. And we are here to do that, to get used to Frostmark rules and make Friskies, Sean here, comfortable with the whole role-playing experience. Yes. Yes. Alright, then we shall begin. Let's turn that off. Turn this on. And turn that on. On a dark and stormy night, as you walk down a gravel road past a line of abandoned and dark houses, you hear a soft whimpering that draws your eye towards a pair of children standing in the middle of an otherwise lifeless street. When you approach, the older girl seems to be shushing the boy, who is holding a doll and hiding a little bit behind her, his older sister. And she turns to you and say, "There's a monster in our house." She then points to a tall brick row house that has seen better days. Its windows are dark and has a gated portico on the ground floor, and the rusty gate is slightly ajar. The house on either side are abandoned, the windows and doors boarded up.
Are we together, like the party?
Yes, all of you are just down this road together.
Okay. I'm gonna like rush up to the children and like kneel down to the level and say, "Oh, my poor dears, you must be terrified out of your minds. What kind of monster did you see?"
We didn't see it, but we heard its terrible roars. Thorn here got so scared he ran outside, so I followed him. But our baby brother is still inside. We don't know what's happening in there. Our parents went down into the basement, and we haven't heard from them. Can you help us?
My goodness, this is terrible news. My friends, surely this is a call to help these innocent children. My dears, how long has it been since you have left?
I don't know. We have been outside in this cold and dark weather for so long, calling for help, but no one wants to help us.
I turn around and look at the others and say, "What do you think? Trap or not trap?"
I mean, I wasn't expecting anybody to live here.
Being a paranoid little gnome, like, I don't know how this works, like, Can I look at these two and assess them? Kind of like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Are
can.
They, are they what they actually are? Yeah.
Empathy plus composure.
Oh dear.
You don't have any skill tiers in composure. No, in empathy, and you have 0 in composure. So it's just a straight 1d20.
Okay. I put this into the. Oh no, that's the wrong thing.
/r space 1d20.
Oh no, I was trying to write on Twitch because I'm an idiot.
Oh.
No way, I'll get there. So 1d20.
Yes.
I got a 50.
You know, you do you are quite a paranoid gnome who don't want to get into trouble considering your past. But you're not really that good at reading people. Yet the grief and worry and desolation that is painted on these children's faces are very stark. There's genuine concern, fear, and loneliness.
I just look at Nyx and I'm just like, I don't know.
Surely we want to help these children in need. I mean, who knows? There could be coin at the end, you know?
It doesn't look like there's any coin involved, but let's go.
Oh, our parents are very wealthy. No, I'm sure they would be able to give you some kind of reward. But please, well, there is just a small thing on the 3rd floor. And I don't know what's happening to our parents.
You said they went into the basement, yes?
Yeah, the last we knew, they closed us into a room, but then Soren got scared, so we ran outside, and now it's just cold.
Is there anyone else in the house?
Mm, there's there's Margaret, our maid, and she takes care of Walter, but we haven't heard from her.
Okay, so just the maid and your little sister and your parents, is that correct?
Oh, our little brother, yes, his name is
Brother.
Walter.
Walter, okay. Krakus, you remember this?
I remember it.
Great. And I'm sorry, I don't know Julie's character's name.
Oh,
They're
you
on
should probably write it into. There it is. It is Illyria.
Illyria, I mean, what do you say? Helping small children. It's a worthwhile endeavor, yes?
Yeah.
Very good. Then you go first.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Larry, you go first.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah, I'll back you up, you know, from a distance, but do your best. I'm sure it's good. And I'll, slap her on the shoulder and I'll cast guidance on her.
Nice. You feel slightly more confident in yourself.
All right. I mean, I guess I go towards the house.
All right. You approach the house. This should be completely black for you all, right?
Yes.
Oh, Sean, you should add the picture for Krakus in the art library. No, what is his name? The journal. There we go. Under in characters, there's a little placeholder for you.
I'll figure this out.
If you click on edit, you can drag a picture there.
Yes,
Iron.
if you open it up, you go to journal, you open up the characters, there will be Crocus Sean there. You click on it,
It
and
can only be a small file. Yes.
it can't be
Okay.
gigantic, but it can be. It's nothing like major about it. Yeah, and then you just add it. Illyria has dark vision 12 meters, right?
Yes.
Awesome. And so does Nyx.
Yes. And so does me.
And we do that, put that on, and put that in, and save that. Okay. When you move through the battle maps, the only thing I can say is like go and explore as much as you want. Be a little bit slow, so I have the time to catch up if something cool happens. All right. Otherwise, you're pretty free to move where you want. A wrought iron gate with hinges on one side and a lock on the other fills the archway of a stone portico. And it's slightly ajar. Beyond it is a heavy oaken door.
Guess let's head inside, right?
Alright, you can just move your token. Alright. Do the other people follow?
Can I do a perception check?
Uh,
Go any further?
okay. Is there anything specific you're looking for?
I just want to just look. So we can see the front of the building, can't we? For
Yes.
example.
If you move
just
your
wanna-
character around, the light should move with you.
Okay. Okay.
But is there anything specific about the outside of the house you're looking for?
I'm just looking for anything to do with the windows, if there's any lights on, that sort of thing. So it's completely dark.
The little you can see through the windows seems to be completely dark indeed.
Okay.
But you do have dark vision,
Yeah.
so you do see shades of grey pretty well for about 12 meters forward, and you can hint what seems to be well furnished indoors through the windows. But there's quite a lot of water on the windowsills, so it might be a little bit hard to see details. But there's definitely furniture inside. Alright.
Yeah, just carry on indoors.
Do you try the door, Illyria?
Yes.
Alright. It's open. And it opens with a shriek.
Great.
So you can step through. I can also do this. Haha! The door is open. Oil lamps hang from the portico ceiling by chains, unlit and flanking another set of wooden doors. Hanging on the south wall of the entrance is a shield emblazoned with a coat of arms, a windmill on a field. Besides it hangs framed portraits of stony-faced aristocrats. You are all unable to see exactly in which colors, however, since the house rests in complete darkness, and you can only see shades of grey. The next door is a lot more delicate, with a set with panes of stained glass.
The lighting, are they mundane or are they like arcane?
It seems to be mundane, just oil lamps hanging from the ceiling. They're not really like a lantern where like they have a something like you can hold. They're meant to be like fastened. and they are, hanging from the chains, so it might be a hard time pulling them free.
Curious about this.
Hmm?
Really, are you hesitant? It's an empty house. What more can you say?
I mean, I assume Krakus is following us as well.
Oh, I'm right behind Nix.
Oh, then move your token.
You can move your token.
Yeah,
That's
just
why I was waiting a little. Sorry.
Oh, am I
Here.
meant to be? Oh. I didn't say anything. All I saw was black still. You said.
Oh,
Black.
it's still black for you, but it shouldn't be.
Need to
I
scroll
know.
down.
I just had to scroll down. And just.
Okay, okay.
That's why I didn't move. I thought it was gonna- yeah.
Fair.
Okay. Alright,
Okay.
try to move your token now so I can see that it works.
Alright. I wanted to look in the windows.
Oh yeah?
Ah.
Nice! Yay, you're figuring it out. Now follow Nyx, which is over here.
Yeah.
And Illyria. There you go. Good job. This door is also unlocked.
And after you said that, when she pushes the door, it's like, don't you think it's a little weird that there's like children here, or anybody living here for that matter?
Perhaps a little, but I tend not to judge little small children on their well-being.
Oh wait.
Not everyone has everything given to them from childbirth. As he walks into the room that's like grand, he's like, except maybe this. Now I'm getting a little bit confused as to why everything seems to be so boarded up.
You see a wide hall that runs the width of the house with a black marble fireplace at one end and a sweeping red marble staircase at the other. Mounted on the wall above the fireplace is a long sword, or a bastard sword. The wood panel walls are ornately sculpted with images of vines, flowers, nymphs, and satyrs. The decorative paneling follows the staircase as it circles upward to the second floor.
The children said that the parents were in the basement, but then there is also the maid and
There's
their
also brother.
right upstairs, I believe.
Yeah.
Can I? So like here is like a fireplace.
Yes.
Right? Is there like a family portrait or something hanging from it?
No, here's a bastard sword that is mounted as a decorative piece. And when you lean a little bit closer, you see a windmill etched into its pommel.
Do I recognize what that means?
It seems to be a coat of arms, since the coat of arms in the entrance also had a windmill.
Mm-hmm. Would I recognize what the coat of arms is?
I mean, roll an intelligence check.
Raw intelligence.
Yes.
Can I help with that at all?
No, sadly not. Oh, wow. You weren't the most attentive, considering as soon as somebody made a quip about your ability to do anything, you got sullen. But you do remember hearing about the windmill outside of Valaki being connected to some kind of aristocrats.
Oh, bastard sword. I'll leave it there for the time being.
Okay. There are several indoor wooden doors, as well as the marble staircase.
Crackers has a question.
Mhm.
Can we hear anything? Is it completely silent in here?
There's groaning in the house as the wind creaks the floorboards and trees that pisk at the outdoor the wooden frame of the house. But right now you're not hearing any voices or any sounds that would be unusual for an old house. But it seems very old.
Hmm.
So where are we going first?
Is that a door?
Yes.
Well, I think it's best maybe just to search room by room. Don't have exact coordinates.
Crackers has saw into the room from the window, and it seems safe. So I'm gonna go in.
All right. You open the door.
I'm gonna scurry on inside, straight towards the table.
Okay.
So I think I'll be safe.
All right, scurry on inside. This oak-paneled room looks like a hunter's den. Mounted above the fireplace is a stag's head, and positioned around the outskirts of the room are 3 stuffed wolves. 2 padded chairs draped in animal furs face the hearth, with an oak table between them supporting a cask of wine, 2 carved wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum. A chandelier hangs above a cloth-covered table surrounded by 4 chairs. 2 cabinet stands against the wall.
Does it look like everything's in order? Does it look like things have been like looked through, or it just seems like it's an empty room?
It's an empty room. It's like a tiny amount of like dust, but it does seem like people were living here like 1 second and then they just left. So it does seem like a house for people that live here. It's a house. Occupied house. Like the
Pictures. So basically, what I'm looking for, Nix is going to be looking for, is like identifiers, because they didn't get a description from the children, nor would he believe really that they would give a good description anyway. So perhaps there are like small pictures on the mantle or on the desk or anything like that.
if there are pictures, I would definitely inform you, but not in this room. Mostly there's stuffed animals and animal furs.
Quick query. On the table, did you say there were little goblets and stuff? On
Um,
the table?
yes. Yeah, on this table, there is a cask for wine. There's also 2 wooden goblets, a pipe rack, and a candelabrum.
Well, Nick's taught me once upon a time that anything that's left, just sitting around, is free. So can I take a pipe? Is there a pipe there to take?
It's a pipe rack. I don't know if there's. I don't. Pipe rack? How does a pipe rack even look like? No, I don't want industrial pipes, goddammit.
I'm fine with whatever.
Oh yeah. It's a little wooden rack with 2 cold pipes in.
Yes, I would like to take one of those pipes for myself.
All right, Nsu, add a pipe to your
Excellent.
to your equipment section.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I just wanted the pipe.
Alright, okay.
Are you done?
And anything, everything okay? Crackers.
Yeah, I found this really nice pipe.
Great. We'll smoke later. Onwards.
Oh,
Mushrooms.
I better take another for you then.
I well, if you insist. Olivia, anything?
I don't think anybody's here, so if you're done dealing their stuff, we could go to the next room.
So you. Slap on the shoulder. Cast guidance.
You feel slightly confident.
Nice. I don't know what's over here.
All right, you open that door. Bloop. You look into a dining room. The centerpiece of this wood-paneled dining room is a carved mahogany table surrounded by 8 high-backed chairs with sculpted armrests and cushioned seats. A crystal chandelier hangs above the table, which is covered with resplendent silverware and crystal ware polished to a dazzling shine. Mounted above the marble fireplace is a mahogany-framed painting of an alpine vale. The wall paneling is carved with elegant images of deer among the trees. Red silk drapes cover the windows, and a tapestry depicting hunting dogs and a horse mounted aristocrats chasing after wolves hangs from an iron rod bolted to the south wall.
I mean, somebody
one
knows
here.
about hunting.
Right. Looks like a dinner party.
Very posh. There's a door down here as well.
No pictures in this room.
No, it's 2 works of art.
Just back here.
And then there's a door there, if it's hard to see.
I assume.
Kitchen is tidy, with dishware, cookware, utensils neatly placed on shelves. A work table has a cutting board and rolling pin atop it. A stone dome-shaped oven stands near the cast wall. Is a bent iron stovepipe connecting to a hole in the ceiling. Behind the stove and to the left is a thin door.
Crackers is staying away from the stove.
Alright. And there's, another door.
Let's go approach it. He wants to like feel it to see if it's warmer or if it's been used recently.
Oddly, it's very, very cold. Despite there being like, it seems to be ready to be used at any point. There's even some food out on the table. It seems like it's like a middle of a workday for somebody who works in a kitchen. But the chimney, the stove is completely cold.
Okay. He will like open up the shutter, see if there's anything inside it. See if there's like any remnants of wood and if they were like used, like burned or like recently, or if they're just like completely bare.
There is wood in there, but they're not used. Just fresh wood.
Oh, really? Okay, interesting. Huh. It's like people have gone away and just left everything. Very curious.
I'm just gonna enter the food store.
Alright.
Oh no.
It's completely okay. It's a well-stocked pantry. All of the food looks fresh. Full of different food stuff.
I wish to take a cheese wheel.
A cheese wheel would be like 4-6 kilos.
Yeah, this is more cheese than I've ever seen in my entire life.
Maybe, yeah.
I would like to say you should add slow to me because at this point I'm exceeding my own body weight.
Okay, alright, you bring the cheese with you. Alright.
Okay.
Um,
Krakus, are you sure? I mean, that's a lot of dairy for you.
It'll be fine. As he's like struggling to weight the cheese wheel.
Do you even know if you like it? Have you tasted it? It could be a horrible cheese.
I drop
There's
the
not
cheese.
enough mushrooms.
I drop the cheese
Uh-huh.
and proceed to lick it.
Lick the cheese.
do you taste some of it?
No, I purely lick it to see the taste. Cause
Oh, you just lick it? Okay. You don't taste anything.
Crack is confused. Looks at Nyx in horror. This is the worst cheese in my life. I leave the cheese.
I told you, you know, you have a habit of licking things. Maybe, well, we'll get you some cheese later on, Krakus. Did you find any mushrooms, perhaps?
Crackers says, I saw the cheese and I forgot to look. I'll go back. No, is there mushrooms? Is there mushrooms in here?
There is a little wicker basket full of white mushrooms.
I leave them. The bog where I come from. No. Nyx, there's only poisonous shrooms in here. I return out.
Are you sure?
Yes, they're white caps. The witches leave them out for us.
I mean, it was just
not
shams,
touch them.
but okay.
Okay, poisonous mushrooms. I totally believe you. Anyway, no children or maids here.
When you turn around and look towards the other wall as you're about to exit, you do see like a wooden latch against the wall over here, and a wire that connects to a copper bell.
Illyria, I mean, my background does not lead me to believe exactly what is going on in a fancy kitchen, but does yours?
I would assume so.
Yeah. It looks like it's a dumbwaiter system.
Yeah.
A dumb waiter, got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chris is investigating.
All right.
Chris is wondering if he'll fit.
Yeah. It's
What do you suggest? Should we just stop practicing?
Crackers looks at Nyx. Is like, is it safe?
I look at Illyria with like a raised eyebrow, shrugged shoulders.
I mean, it depends.
It's about like a half-meter wide stone shaft containing a wooden elevator box attached to a simple rope and pulley mechanism that must be operated manually. Hanging on the wall next to the brass bell. Sorry, I read too far.
It very much depends on what is
Yeah,
here.
you don't know, but a small creature can fit.
I think maybe let's stick together there, Krakus. We never know what's around the next corner. And if you're gonna be in a shaft by yourself, maybe it's not the best first impressions.
Nyx, it looks cozy though, like my home back home.
Right. Holes, home, right. Still, I mean, let's be a little bit more delicate with the stranger's home.
Okay. Like that one time. Okay.
Maybe later we can play with your shaft, but let's head on.
Wow.
Yes. Illyria?
Yeah, she's a
Oh,
little
no,
bit confused about what just happened.
Nick taught me a game about cleaning shafts. We will show you later.
I think I prefer not to see.
Oh, okay, okay.
There's
If,
one last door in this area, if you want to. Otherwise, you can head upstairs.
think upstairs. Look upstairs. Can I like get to this point and look straight up?
We didn't find anywhere like that leads to basement, right?
No.
No, oh, that's true. Maybe is this the only door that we haven't seen?
You
Yeah, we haven't looked in here.
you open it and you find clothes racks, and some shoes, some cloaks.
That's not a basement.
It's I wonder where the entrance to the basement is, if this is everything on the ground floor. Is there like can I look around? Like usually there's around the stairwell or something.
Mhm.
Is there any obvious like well not maybe less than obvious doors that head that we haven't seen yet that are less than just wood?
Make a investigation with cunning.
With the cunning, you say. Let's see here.
You look around the best you can, but it's odd. You don't find anything. Looking up, you just see the staircase going up what seems to be two floors above.
Okay.
I mean, let's try to head upstairs then.
Okay. That we shall. Oh, where did you go? Please go out of the map.
So black.
Yeah, I know.
And I have night vision.
Yeah, you're walking up the stairs right now.
I don't have stair vision.
Stomp, stomp, stomp.
That's a big vision for stairs.
Just realised, surely I should have tunnel vision because it comes from a warren.
And you, blub, 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 and you, no, you. There you go. Everything should be good, right?
Yep.
Okay. Awesome. Unlit oil lamps are mounted on the walls of this elegant hall. Hanging above the mantelpiece is a wood-framed portrait of the Durst family. Gustav and Elizabeth Durst with their two smiling children, Rose and Thorn. Cradled in the father's arm is a swaddled baby, which the mother regards with a hint of scorn. Standing suits of armor flank wooden doors in the east and west walls. Each suit of armor clutches a spear and has a visored helm shaped like a wolf's head. The doors are carved with dancing youths. The red marble staircase continues to climb upwards, and you can all feel a cold draft coming down the steps.
I'll go up to the portrait.
Okay.
The portrait look.
They are, as I said, how old it looks? I mean, it looks like to be in good shape. Maybe painted a few months ago, even. Seems very fresh.
So there's Gustav and Elizabeth Durst and one baby.
Yeah, Rose and Thorn, and a baby. In the father's arms.
Rose and... Wait a second. So there's only 3 people in the picture.
No, five.
Five,
And
alright.
their names are like on a plaque
Okay.
underneath the Rosvalda and
Well.
Thornbolt is their full names.
Well, we have at least something to identify who we're looking for. Well, except the maid. He seems very strange. What are your feelings about this, Illyria?
Say family portrait. What?
I mean, the whole situation. Empty house. Not a single person in sight, I guess.
Well, it's kind of off, isn't it?
Off. You could put it that way. Can I touch one of the suits of armor?
Mm-hmm. It has a cool feel to your hand. Weird shaped helmet. They seem to be more decorative though than usable in battle. Straps that should hold them like together on a person is missing, and it seems a little bit thin in places.
I mean, we're not finding any children standing around here. Which way?
Let's just try this.
All right. The library. Red velvet drapes cover the windows of this room. An exquisite mahogany desk and matching high-back chair face the entrance and the fireplace, above which hangs a framed picture of a windmill perched atop a rocky crag. Situated in corners of the room are two overstuffed chairs. Floor-to-ceiling bookshelves line the south wall. A rolling wooden ladder allows one to more easily reach the hive shelves.
Books. Now we're talking. I'm gonna go over and inspect the categories and like the volumes.
All right. You find um, some books about history. There's some books about warfare. Um, there's also some first edition collected works for poetry and fiction.
Yeah, I'll look at the poetry ones first. Presumably you're not gonna have all these names, but it's just
No.
gonna be like generically like looking through. Maybe he's more interested in the fiction side of things. Romance maybe.
They are on the fiction side. It seems whoever is in charge of this library liked fiction about like romance fictions about affairs, and more dark fictions that are more in the horror category.
I'll randomly take one off the shelf and just like come back like thumbing through it.
That child doesn't belong to the mother, does it?
And also, Nix, I want you to roll a perception check here with intelligence.
You got it.
When you were standing among the books there. Oh, damn. You find a red book with a blank spine that doesn't have any pages.
No pages?
Yeah.
What point is the book with no pages? Yeah, I'll totally take it off the shelf and like look at the cover.
When you reach out to take it, it only moves halfway back, and then there's like a latch sound that opens, and then the book is stuck, but the whole the whole bookshelf slightly is pushed outwards, and it's slightly ajar, free from the wall.
I'm gonna like poke my head out the side here and look to the other two and say, I think I broke something. I'll like pull the book out and like pull the latch.
Hmm. It doesn't do anything now when it's already like.
I heard. Did I hear anything that happened?
Yeah, you heard the latch, and the whole bookshelf kind of was pushed out a little bit, so it's ajar, so you can grab it and push it
okay.
open.
Yeah. Sure. I'll do that.
All right,
I'll pull it out.
you pull it out.
Well, this is quite the turn of events. A secret compartment behind the bookshelf. Who would know that books can keep secrets?
A lot of secrets. This room contains bookshelves packed with more tomes. A heavy wooden chest with clawed iron feet stands against the south wall. Its lid half closed, and sticking out of the chest is a skeleton in leather armor.
Okay.
Right. Well, after you, Illyria, and I'll knock her on the shoulder and cast guidance.
Yeah, I guess I go in and just like have the look out.
Yeah,
Kraken follows.
you take a look at it.
Yeah.
Seems humanoid in shape. There seems to be a little dart sticking into one of his bones in this arm area.
Oh.
Can I look around? But how obvious is this dart? Like, is it right in the back? You say?
What did you say?
So it's got a dart in it. The skeleton.
Yes.
Can
Well,
I do,
it's a full skeleton.
Yeah.
It's not like a rotting corpse or decaying corpse. It's a full skeleton. With no,
For
yeah.
a while.
And
Hmm.
do you guys open the chest?
Caracas wants to look around the skeleton because it seems very peculiar. The skeleton's hanging around next to a chest with a dart in its back.
In his arm. In his arm.
His arm. Okay. So it's very strange for it to be left there. He doesn't want to touch anything. He just wants to look around it.
All right, then make a make an investigation check here with cunning.
With cunning. So I just add my cunning to it. How it works.
Do you have any skill tiers in cunning?
Skill tiers in cunning. I have 3. Oh.
No, in
but I
investigation. Investigation. Sorry. Do you have any skill
have...
tiers?
Oh
in
no, I have
investigation?
nothing in investigation, but
All
I've
right.
got cunning.
All right, then you roll a 1d20 plus 3.
Ah, okay. Thank you.
No worries. I got you.
Okay, good job. 3. I got a 14.
A 14. Chest seems heavy. The wooden walls of it may be a little bit heavier than normal chests. But it also seems old and a little bit rusted. But you cannot ascertain more unless you peer inside.
Krakus looks at Nix and says, "Oh, this chest, it looks amazing. Oh, I'm gonna have a look inside."
Well, I mean, have you made sure that it's safe? You remember that one time you got bitten by something coming out of a small pot, but just make sure first, you know?
Oh no, I've checked it. There's nothing untoward here.
Well, after you then.
And I proceed to open the chest.
Alright, you open the chest. And a dart! No, I was kidding. You do see a dart shooting mechanism inside of the chest lid, but it has no darts anymore, so it cannot be fired. So the chest was booby trapped.
Was there anything else inside it?
Yes, besides the skeleton that has half crumbled into it, you find 3 blank books with black leather covers. You find 3 scrolls with ornate and finely crafted, which is ornate and finely crafted. And you find a bunch of documents that seems to be quite important. You also find a letter.
I simply look at Illyria and I go, I cannot read.
You cannot read.
I look sheepishly at the ground.
I grab the documents and the letter.
All right. Looking quickly through the document seems to be a deed to the house, a deed to a windmill, and signed wills. And do you take a look at the letter as well?
I mean, it's kind of rude.
Maybe.
And I mean, I already stole from the people, so. And honestly, I'm not even sure if they're alive.
Give it to me then. I will read it.
All right.
Okay, she hands it to Nick.
Okay. If you look out in the handout section, Adrian, there should now be a letter from the master, right?
You want me to read it?
Mm-hmm.
I'll read it out. My most pathetic servant, I am not the Messiah sent to you by the fiendish powers of this land. I have not come to lead you on a path to immortality. However many souls you have bled on your hidden altar, however many visitors you have tortured in your dungeon, know that you are not the ones who brought me to this beautiful land. You are but worms writhing in my earth. You say that you are cursed, your fortune spent. Your abandoned love for madness took solace in the bosom of another woman, and sired a bastard son. Cursed by darkness? Oh, that I have no doubt. Save you from your wretchedness? I think not. I much prefer you as you are, your lord and master. Interesting, I mean, well, certainly useful information for a great bad guy in my book, but seems like there are dark powers here, perhaps. Or someone just really into fiction. Who can say?
I mean, the bastard son checks out with the woman's contempt in the picture, baby.
Smart, yes. Makes sense. Presumably this is like a place kept secret for a reason, so other than the chest, he's gonna look through like these bookshelves, or is there anything else that looks of interest?
The bookshelves do catch your attention because the books inside here has a completely other topic than the books that are outside. Here, most of the book speaks about necromancy and rituals to summon demons.
Oh, I'm just going to take these for later. And he'll take the books and put them in his backpack.
Right.
It's better that these don't fall into more destructive hands, shall we say.
Cool.
And they're safe with you.
Oh, for sure. Let's go.
All right.
Anything? Did you check the desk there, Krakus?
I didn't see anything I wanted.
And you didn't really have the chance.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you were
broke
called.
something as we were about to check it.
All right. The desk has several items on top of it: an oil lamp, a jar of ink, a quill pen, a tinder box, a letter kit containing a red wax candle, 4 blank sheets of parchment, a wooden seal bearing the Durst family insignia. There's also a desk drawer.
Crackers will open the door, but first he will sniff it. He sniffs the drawer. What does he smell?
Nothing.
He smells nothing.
Oh.
Okay.
Smell desk.
It smells like
No,
wood.
no, it doesn't even smell of wood. It smells of nothing.
Crackers looks at Nyx in horror, like something very strange going on here. And he opens the drawer.
It's empty but for a small iron key.
I pick up the key and inspect it.
It's a key.
Okay, Nyx just like, got a key?
It's nothing special about it. It's just an iron key.
Gives like a solid nod and a thumbs up.
And I happily start
What
moving
is
my way out.
the? How big is the key? Like a small key, like for like
It's
you
it's
have, like, a
bigger
small
than
key.
a box key.
Like a door key.
It's well, yeah, it's more of a door key.
I was about to say I fit in a box, so
oh
key is quite
my
large.
god.
I use
Okay.
it as a weapon.
Sure. All right.
No.
This is not Kingdom Hearts.
Aha. Okay.
That's what I got.
Oh yeah, are there any books here that are like easy to read?
I mean, there are a few romance novels that could be considered easy to read, yeah, but might also contain a little bit more graphic descriptions.
Oh my.
As a quick query, does Cracker see any books that look like they could be in Gnomish? He doubts it.
No, the inhabitants of this house seems to be half elven. There might be 1 or 2 books in full Elvish, but most of them are in ancient Markish or Borean.
Okay.
Most in Borean, a few in ancient Markish. All right.
I don't know. Maybe we can steal something out of the kid's room.
Yes, if this place has been left alone for so long, and it seems if this previous occupant was more interested in the necromantic arts, just be wary of any weird smells or things that look dead.
That cheese looked pretty dead.
Hey,
I feel
maybe
like
that's just your taste buds, but
I feel like that's good advice in general.
sure, but extra wary,
Crackers is unnerved and starts just leaving the room, just feeling quite uncomfortable after that.
Understand that. So there are 2 doors, one over there, and a double doors over here.
Let's check over here.
All right. You find a conservatory. Gossamer drapes cover the windows of this elegantly appointed hall, which has a brass-plated chandelier hanging from the ceiling. Upholstered chairs line the walls, and stained glass wall hangings depict beautiful men, women, and children singing and playing instruments. A harpsichord with a bench rests in the northwest corner. Near the fireplace is a large standing harp. Alabaster figurines of well-dressed dancers adorn the mantelpiece.
I'll go check out the instrument. I'm a bit of a sort of a guy interested in music. I'll check out what they got.
All right. You press down carefully, trying it out. There's no sound.
No sound
Yeah,
at all.
no. You press another key. No sound.
Heck yeah, I'll press them all.
No sounds. Just the sound of pressing keys.
I'll open up the lid, see if there's something stopping the hammers hitting the strings.
Seems to be completely normal, like it should give out sound. But it doesn't.
I press a key whilst looking into it to see if there's actual any mechanism movings or anything.
Mechanism moves. The hammer slams against the metal string, but no sound.
Hey, Krakos, try playing that over there for a second as she points over to the standing.
Crackers is, alright, Larry, and then just starts like grabs the actual strings and starts pulling on them madly because he's not really like played around with music before.
You hear the sounds of strings going bong, of pulling of strings, but there's no harmonized sound coming from the strings. There's no
I mean,
song.
with him, I think that could just be his technique, but
Touche, touche.
Try running your hand along them rather than pretending they are a short bow.
Ah! The Cracker starts just sliding his hands, both of them, along the actual harp,
Yeah. No.
like wildly.
No tones of music escape the harp. It's the sound of strings being pulled.
in general, at least produce the sound, right? As she looks over to Nyx.
It's been my experience for sure. I mean, what kind of instruments don't make any sound but seem to be perfectly in working condition?
Crackers is still plucking at the string, trying to make noise.
Bong, 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 bong.
Yep.
Well, no children hiding within the harpsichord, so shall we keep going? Unless take a look around.
Yeah.
Is there any...
It seems empty. The fireplace is well stocked with fresh wood, but none seems to have been charred with fire. Common sight, it seems. Everything seems to be pristine, but unused and unworking.
You didn't share the fact that the cheese tasted of nothing with us, did you?
I did. He licked it, and I said it tastes nothing.
Oh no, but like he didn't tell us.
Oh no, he
Just
said
First cheese.
yes. This is a bad
This
cheese.
is the worst cheese. And
Yeah.
he dropped it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's indeed true. One more door on this floor, otherwise it's going upwards.
Just trying to keep effect straight. Let's have a look in there.
All right.
It's a room.
It's a room. It's a simple double bedroom fit for the lower classes.
Crackers immediately goes over to the bed and looks underneath it.
There's some dust.
It looks like this place has been lived in at all.
I mean, there are things where there should be things, but the covers are like immaculately put on the covers haven't been disturbed. The little clothing cabinet that is here that is full of what seems to be servants' clothing seems to be tidy, but nothing out of place.
You were gonna say, Crackers.
Oh, and
Wow.
There's also a dumbwaiter in this room.
Ah. Crackers puts his head in and looks down to
You
see,
do see the elevator that is in the kitchen.
and he just got a face of just being mesmerized, like, oh my god.
I am so tempted to chop you in.
I
I won't.
Gonna roll brawn.
As Julie, I am very tempted.
Whee! Krakos immediately gets the feeling, like a spider sense, that he might end up inside there and starts slipping away.
All right.
He's given distance to the pit.
We should
Okay.
probably head up.
All right. You go upstairs towards that cold draft, and you will all experience stare vision.
Stare vision.
For the second, I just pull you all out. Second.
Ah. My immersion's breaking right now.
Trying my hardest. Blab. And 12. Wait, did you move on your own?
Uh-oh.
How dare you? How dare you?
Here I am.
There we go. Everything should be fine.
Where did you? Okay.
Oh, I saw nothing.
Where do we get? Like, where do we go first?
Let me do a description of where
Oh,
you
yeah.
have ended up, because I do enjoy that. As you climb the staircase to its fullest, you come to a dusty upper landing with a suit of armor standing against one wall, draped in cobwebs. Oil lamps are mounted on the oak panel walls, which are carved with woodland scenes of trees, falling leaves, and tiny critters. There are several doors. No, it's 2 doors. 3 doors. For what you can see right now.
Does any of the doors look like they would be children's doors, like stuff stuck on them, or like more whimsical than the standard oak door?
There's one set over here that seems to be larger, more well taken, like double wooden doors that seems a bit more fancy. These 2 seems to be a little bit more standard. But as Krakas takes a step forward in the hallway, there's suddenly the creak of metal against metal. And then suddenly a metal fist comes flying against your face! And we
Oh,
shall have a
no.
break. Does anyone need to refill their water? Or go to the toilet? I suggest you do it now.
I'm gonna eat a sausage, so.
Yeah, let's take a second if you need it. Stretch your legs. Drink
I'll
some
be
water.
nice to mute this, so you don't have to suffer the crunching.
Cataran, so nice to see you. Long time no see. Silent Storm, very happy that you came to see. Just joined today and here you are. Kana was here for a while, but he had to go. That majestic beast. And Tree is lurking. Thank you all for watching. Hope you're having a great day.
To be fair, Silent is just here to see me suffer.
Who wouldn't? Most of the fun and time lurking on the couch watching Netflix. Little down the last month thanks to our all favorite Corona. Even my Japan flight was cancelled, but now it's going back up again. Oh, that's unfortunate to hear. Me and Joey want to celebrate Christmas in Iceland because his parents are there, and he has had 2 Christmases in Sweden, so he want to go back, meet his people and have an Icelandic Christmas. But and I plan to bring my father, but yeah, because of Corona, we can't go. We would be put into quarantine, and we don't have time for that.
So
Yeah. It is what it is. But we hope that we are able to go to Iceland coming Easter, if Corona is better by then. Joey's getting a little bit homesick.
Aw.
They mentioned that there was a vaccine.
Yeah, I've
That,
heard that there might be a vaccine by Christmas even, if things go
Yeah,
well.
it's 90% success rate so far. So
Oh, that's brilliant.
yeah, they were only looking for 75%. So
Oh, damn.
to be like that's good enough.
Yeah.
And as such, like all the stocks for like Zoom and like Deliveroo and Amazon stuff, like kind of went down like 10 points today. Because they were like, well, it's likely that you're not going to have much, many people use your services for much longer.
Yeah.
So people have been investing in actual businesses again. So hopefully that is just not a pipe dream.
Yeah, me too. Wish a simple remove curse would free us from Corona. But I used the time for character creation. Can't wait to play my changeling wizard. First time I let the character drawing by someone who is good at it. Oh yeah, the first time is amazing. It's amazing balls. Okay, but if everyone is here and back, then we shall get back into it. Blah blah blah.
To roll initiative.
Yes, roll initiative.
Gotcha.
And
Me too?
yes.
yeah, is initiative just like normal, like
Yes,
D20
roll.
plus dex?
Yes.
Yeah. But you need to add yourself to the tracker as well. But
Yeah. Oh no, I already did that. So it's already.
oh,
there.
okay.
Oh,
Nice.
Oh yeah. So it's what's my initiative? Just was that +1?
what's
You
the
have plus
dexterity?
2 to your dexterity. Oh damn.
Okay. 19.
19.
As a quick question, I've just been punched in the face by solid metal. Like,
Yeah, it's a surprise attack. So I'm going to attack you, and then we will get back to the normal order.
Okay.
Yes, and so I shall a punch of magic wearing metal comes flying towards your little gnome head. Your AC, I believe, is
12.
12. Right. No, wait. We increase your dexterity. It should be 13. It should be 11 plus 2. So it should be 13.
Did we increase my dexterity?
Yeah, from 11 to 12.
We'll sort that out at a later point.
I know. I know it. I know it.
You're wearing leather armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get a 13 AC.
Ah.
I know it to be so. Don't question me.
Oh, sorry, Overlord.
9 damage.
9 damage. Is there any way, because, I don't know this, is there any way for me to dodge said damage? Like,
That's your AC. Basically,
ah.
I roll the armor. Depending upon what the armor rolls, kind of decides if and like how well they hit. Like a really low roll would say like they fumble, a really high roll means it's very accurate, and then your AC kind of says how good you are at evading. So it makes combat a little bit faster than I have to roll and then you have to roll.
So, yeah, how does this work? So I lose 9 hit points.
Yes, out of your 13.
Okay. Can I? Yeah.
So that was his turn. Then it's Illyria. You are immediately alerted to danger. You're fast on your draw. What do you want to do?
So he will, I guess, rush over here to help her little gnome, friend.
Mm-hmm. Friend? Question mark?
Yeah.
I'm adorable.
Maybe.
It grows on you like mushrooms.
And is just going to attack, I think.
Not crackers.
Or not.
Yeah, no. That accidentally does not hit. It clangs. You're within your rapier, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you strike at it, but your rapier does not pierce. It's armor.
That's it for me then.
All right. Okay, and then we do have Crocus. Now, in melee, it's better to attack with a melee weapon rather than a ranged weapon. You get disadvantage, meaning that you roll twice and take the lower result if you want to attack with ranged in melee. You can disengage if you want to, which means that you get to step away from a enemy's threat circle without taking potential damage. I guess you get an opportunity attack on you. But that takes an action, and if you disengage, that means you cannot attack. So it's either to disengage and like run away, get a better be in a better position, maybe fire with your bow if you feel threatened, or you are aggressive and you bring out your ladle and you bump it on its head.
I'm glad you remembered that. Krakus is somewhat furious. I think he wants to retaliate.
Okay. Then you roll a 1d20 and you add your +4.
Oh dear.
You are a bit hazy from the attack, and you think its knee is right there, and then you strike with the ladle, and then it ends up not being there. You're a little bit woozy. All right.
Oh dear.
The animated, I mean, the suit of armor don't think that little Crocus is small and probably not, that threatening. But it was just, its metal armor was just touched by a rapier, and so its golem-like mindset turns towards Illyria, and another fist comes flying. Oh my God! Why do I roll so high? Why do I roll so high? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. All right. Next.
Seeing this suit of armor just like wailing on my two friends, I'm gonna like go whoa and take a couple of steps back here, and I'd say, Aurelia, do better next time, and I will inspire her with some bardic inspiration.
Nice.
So you get a D6 to your next attack roll or saving throw
Yes.
or ability check.
Do
and
better.
For my do better, and for my actions here, like now, to the hells with you, Phantom Armor, and I will cast Sacred Flame.
Isn't Sacred Flame an action to do? Oh no, Inspiration is a bonus action. Aha, yes. It's a Dex 14, right? Saving throw for you. Oh, 6 damage. Good job. And I just roll straight. You hit it hard. It's extremely accurate, and the armor kinda leans forward a little bit as the magical energies keeping it up is electrified almost by this ray of radiant light that comes from above, dealing a solid 6 damage. But it's still standing. Lyria, do better.
Okay, I will try. Better go.
You can do you have the martial arcanist feat?
Yes, that's what I was like looking at right now.
Yeah. So at I think it's -2 to your martial attack,
Attack and
and then you can make a spell attack that's has casting time of an instant spell.
cantrip.
Yes.
Okay, let's try this. Fingers crossed.
All right. You summon.
No.
Oh, but you still do the. Is that the martial attack or the spell attack?
That's the martial attack.
All right, then let's try the spell attack.
You also have a D6 to roll as well.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
want to
but
add it.
there's no point rolling that on that, I think.
You never know.
So she is going to it's a -2 on the spell attack as well, right? Or
I think so. Let's double check. Yes, they both receive -2. Yes! Your rapier doesn't seem to find a weak spot, but your magic does. What did you cast?
shocking grasp.
Your
So after-
soul mark lights up.
Yeah, so after she misses with her rapier, her soul mark lights up, and around her hand there's like this crackling like lightning, and she just sort of like grabs the armor.
And it makes this soundless scream as the armor is rocked by lightning.
And I just realized I should have put the damage for that somewhere down on my sheet.
Shocking grasp, I think, is 1d12, but we can double check. Since it requires melee, I think it's pretty high. It's 1d10 or 1d12 at least.
think it's lower because you're allowed to move away because you can't take reactions on it.
Okay. If it has an extra effect, then it's probably 1d8.
Yeah, I think it was 1d8. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
No, I can check. I'm at it. Load. There you go. Yeah, 1d8 lightning damage, and it can't take reactions until the start of his next turn. Smart, so you can move away. Tactical.
Mhm.
2 damage.
I'm just going to move back here, and he's like, do we have a plan?
I've got you. Keep going.
And you see that she's kind of like barely clinging on.
Yeah, you took like a resigning like crack in your torso, and you might think that one of your ribs might be slightly like cracked. It hurts when you move.
Do I look fine?
Sweat coming down your bra. Yeah. All right. That's your turn.
That's my turn.
All right.
Sorry.
Crocus. Now, if you decide to move away using your movement, it cannot attack you because it's right now like half stunned by lightning. So you can make an attack and move away if you want to, or you can move away and take the dodge action, which makes you harder to hit, but then you don't get to attack.
Krakus is extremely annoyed.
Oh god. Okay.
He's gonna raise his ladle
Oh no.
with determination and
Alright.
aiming for the codpiece.
All right.
I'm determined to dislodge something from this armor.
All right. Then roll 1d20 plus 4.
Thus ends the story of little man as he gets annihilated by a suit of armor.
I mean, you do hit, and there was something clong, but
No, it bent my ladle.
but it seems like your ladle took more damage than the codpiece. It's amazingly thick.
The codpiece is amazingly thick, is it?
Yeah.
Looking
Oh.
at this
Well
situation-
endowed.
Good codpiece. Krakus, realizing the situation, looks at his beloved ladle given to him from by Granny Gran. Yeah, I run back behind Illyria if I can.
Yeah, you can move through friendly squares. That you can. They
Yeah.
will allow you to pass, unless they say otherwise.
I am now tugging on Illyria, and it's at the same time like, we need to get out of here. It didn't work. Run! And I'm just like pulling on you both, like. But I've got 0 brawn, so you guys ain't moving.
All right.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we're. Do you have -1 or just 0?
Oh no, it's just 0. Wait a minute, didn't I want to knock off some points before? That's what we're discussing.
What?
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah, then you're as strong as I am.
Yeah. Yeah, both of you are 10.
So, wait a minute, we're just taking a segue into this. So my little character's got muscles on the same like size as you. That means I'm hench for my size. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
pretty guy.
you're slightly stronger than the normal gnome.
Yeah.
Probably.
Anyway.
Yes. Retaliation of the enemy. Stalks forward. Won't let you escape. A strike against the tiefling in the room.
Gonna crit.
It's just an 18.
Yeah, 18 hits.
Yeah. Why? And look me like roll 10 again. I know. Okay.
Ouch.
A resounding
Why?
slam into your shoulder. Takes out your breath a little bit. gasp for air for a second.
Sure. What do I do? I'm gonna have to. I mean, I'll look at Illyria and I'll say, we can take this down together. Just stay focused. And he will like reach his hand out, and his soul mark will flare,
Oh.
and he will cast a healing word on her
Right.
as a bonus action.
Now we are casting a leveled spell. This means we need to do a soul check. You bring out a soul out of your soul mark, a glowing red orb of magical energy, and you transform it into healing light. But in that split second, all that soul wants is to go to its afterlife. Let's make a spell casting check, a soul check. It's a 1d20 plus your spellcasting modifier, which is both your ability score and your proficiency. So it should be plus 6, right?
Okay.
I think,
Yes.
if you have 14 DC. You win the battle of wills, and when you're done casting, the soul will return to your soul mark. Cool.
I will. Yeah. So it'll be a 1d4 on
Mhm.
healing.
Nice.
Oh, oof. No,
Oh, well, no, that's actually not nice, but you know, it's something. You regain
It's
5 hit
something.
points.
And then I'll look this armor dead in the eyes and say, "You won't take us down, you filth," and cast another sacred flame at it.
Alright. Then I need to. Uh-oh. Nice. Why do I roll low on this and high on the attacks? Ooh, 7 damage. The magic is inside is once again purged. And its resolve seems to weaken. Alright. Now it's Lyria.
I guess I'm trying the same thing again.
Okay. Ooh.
So
Roll the other
that's
one. Yeah. Roll the other one too. They hit for the other one. Oh, nice, nice.
Better.
And did you that was shocking grasp as well?
Yes.
All right, roll the damage together.
That's a d6, right?
With the
the
rapier, yeah, it's light. Yeah, so 1d6 plus your dexterity modifier and plus 1d8.
I hope I did this right. That's 11.
Yeah, that looks right. How does Illyria defeat the enemy?
She just finally somehow manages to get her rapier and somehow, and as she does so, maybe like a part or something already falls off, and then she just grabs it with shocking grasp, and it just kind of like falls to the ground.
Oh yeah. Your rapier finds that little hole in between the helmet and the rest of the body, and you lob it off, and then your left hand, I presume, if you're right-handed, strike out and catch the whole army, and it's engulfed in electricity as it just falls to the floor in all of its pieces. Good job.
We're not dead!
That was touch and go for a moment there. You guys look terrible. I feel terrible. What did you do, Krakus?
Thing really hurt. Thanks, by the way.
Krakus proceeds to climb into the actual chest plate, going, I'll find you. Yeah, you're the one that did this. Where are you? Because he does not believe that it's animated suit of armor. He's not seen one before.
Looking inside the breastplate, you do see Coptic runes that that you don't recognize because you don't know squat about magic. There are some
Um,
runes carved on the inside.
I poke my head out and go, Valeria, I cannot read. And I'm just pointing.
I can have a look at it.
Um,
And she just like for a little bit looks over to Nick's like, should we teach him?
Maybe when we're not in spooky house surrounded by things that come alive.
I don't mean right now.
Oh, for sure. I've been trying, to be fair, but you know, he's not the greatest at picking things up. But, you know, it might hurt his feelings, so just like keep it on the down low for now.
I got really big ears. I'm just like, ow. I thought we were friends, man. What about that time with the toadstool? You remember the time with the toadstool?
Right. And yeah, I will speak to Krakus in like broken gnomish,
Oh, yeah.
saying you can. I don't know how it works with broken in Frostmark, but I say that it's just no offense. Maybe it comes across as no off and then fence.
Oh, basically, broken means that you can converse in a simple manner with somebody. You do talk with a distinct accent, and you cannot like write like poetry or I don't know serious text. It gives you like a novice, yeah, capability of the language.
Right. Well, if I know anything, I feel like so we need to do something with the body, right, for the souls. I don't know if Illyria needs to do that too, right, for Boreas.
There's only one soul in each creature, so to speak. So you need to choose.
Do you have a maximum amount of souls?
Yes, but it's pretty high. I don't think that you have like reached it at this point, but there's a maximum. Let's see.
Do you
Yeah,
Fair
at
enough.
level 1 it's 5. It's the highest soul power
Okay.
you can walk around with.
Great. Then I will get close to the armor and in fact to the cod piece where Krakus was attacking and like curb stomp the cod piece.
Okay.
Krakus is clapping his hands.
Right. Yes, for the souls for Boreas.
All right. It cracks underneath your soul, and out of the breastplate, a small red orb comes slowly rising up, and you know that if you reach out and grasp it and pull it towards your soul mark, it will be yours.
I do so in like a gentler way than the actual ramming of the groinal area of armor, kind of like a firefly, and just like coax it, as like almost wooing it with his hands curling.
It dances slightly in your hands, and then the light dissipates. It is
His
absorbed.
eyes flash real quick as it goes in.
Exciting. And it's gone. It's a level 1 soul.
Gotcha. So, I believe I only have one spell slot at level 1, right? Or is it
well,
2 slots?
Depends on how many you bought, but I remember that you took 2 cantrips and healing word and 1 spell slot, so you only have 1 spell slot.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, yeah. I mean, that was the healing that I can do for now. I mean, I'm just starting out with this use of my mark on my neck here, but we can take maybe a rest if you're feeling a bad, Krakus.
Krakus has responded just like, yeah, I feel fine. It's just like blood trickles down the side of his skull.
No.
Yeah.
And he's resting on the ladle with one hand. The ladle's now broken slightly. It's just bent. Very
Oh, no.
sorry sight.
Oh no. Alright.
Do you want to relax for a little while, gather your things, and maybe patch up that wound? It looks nasty.
I'm like, a wound, and I just like touch my head. Oh no. It's like Gran said. And then I just start looking for something to wrap around my head, at the very least for now.
Okay. Yeah.
I have a healer's kit.
Okay. Then there should be some bandages.
go.
Thank you for not
I
letting
got
me
some
think.
bandages.
Yeah.
I'll take some like wadded cotton and like bandage out.
Alright.
Just like
Don't forget to
Yeah.
kiss it.
Let's roll
yeah.
a medical check with cunning.
a mythical check. Can you say?
Yes.
Ooh, I made a thing. Skill checks with a macro and medicine drop down. I already made one with intellect. That's a shame. I need to edit the macro.
It's okay. 9. Alright, you bandage the wound. To
Is
best
that
your
9
ability.
points of healing?
Oh no,
No.
it's, I wanted to see if it had some extra effect, but your wounds are just bandaged. Damaged. Bandaged.
Like pastry.
How
Alright.
long is a
Look
short
like
rest?
a pretzel now.
45 minutes an hour, around there.
Would you like to take a short rest, Illyria? Do you think? Just to catch our breath from such a thing and figure out what the hell we're going to do now.
Alright. Do you catch a rest up here, just leaning against a wall somewhere? Or do you go to another room?
Yeah. I'm happy here, just like with around the armor. Start to feel like the feeling of like absorbing a soul.
Alright. Okay. You sit down. Breathe. And you have a short rest. Anyone who wants to roll a hit die to regain hit points can do so.
Would I have to? Because I've just been healed.
No, your wounds just stop
Happen.
bleeding. You still have to. You add your vitality modifier to it. If you have a vitality modifier, there's no negatives if it's negative.
Yeah, yeah.
Yikes.
You can
Yikes.
still have bardic inspiration, right? No, not for because the skill check. No, this is
No, not technically, but since you haven't used it and it will go away in 10 minutes, I'm inclined to be kind.
With the roll, the hit points, was it a D10 you said, or the?
Yeah, your hit die is a 1d10, so you roll a 1d10, and then you add 2 to the result because your vitality modifier. No, plus 3 to the result because your vitality
Yes.
is 3. Yeah, so Illyria, roll a d6. Oh, damn!
13.
Wow.
I get all my health back.
Roll a 1d6.
Yeah. Thank you.
Nice. Do you spend the short rest in silence?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No, I'll like as I'm looking at this armor, I'll talk to like Illyria and say, Illyria, I don't know about you, but I personally have never encountered a piece of metal walking around by itself. Have you?
I mean, not really.
No.
I've
But-
heard tall tales of the Protectorate doing experiments.
I do think though, Lyria, with your noble background and spellcasting parents, that you do
Oh.
have knowledge of like enchanted objects.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Oh.
Maybe not
I mean-
specific this way, but yeah, it's not out of the realm of
mean-
possibility.
I do know about enchanted objects, stuff like that.
That must mean that if it is enchanted, someone would have to have done the enchanting, right?
That is correct. Question mark?
Am I able to do? So Gnome's got artificer law.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do like a check on the thing?
Yes, indeed, you can. I think it
What's the
says
appropriate word?
a skill check or a check works. Both works.
Okay.
I think it's what does it say exactly? Don't remember exactly what it says.
Pretty much, it just says you. I've shortened it, but basically it's artificer law, twice proficiency when history checking items that are magic, alchemical, or technological.
Okay.
I think it's a sort
Yes.
of magical.
Yeah, it's would technically be a magic item. You can advise. Okay, so roll a 1d20 plus
4.
So see, Mr. Innes, can I like lean on his shoulder and give him guidance?
that you can. You don't have academics history, so you wouldn't normally apply a proficiency bonus. So I will just allow you to apply proficiency bonus once, because this allows you to do so. So it would be a 1d20 plus 6 plus 1d4 from the guidance. It's 1d4, right?
That'd be a separate roll, right? Or...
You can add it to the string of and it will
Yeah,
all
no.
calculate together.
I did with my damage.
Yeah. Just
Right,
add
so-
pluses.
Okay, so it's just 1d20 plus 6 plus 1d4, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, you do remember Gran having a a poignant conversation with you about this, and how in your past enchanted armors like this were a pretty common occurrence for nobility, so they don't have to fight on their own. Sentries guarding pathways and gates triggered when somebody approaches with not the right password. Animated armors are of course enchanted with a soul of some magnitude, and that soul keeps them alive through Coptic runes carved.
Okay. Yeah, so I suppose I should tell the group that.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Next, Valeria. Granny Grona has told me of these before. Yeah, there should be some script in them. I don't know if that should be helpful, but this is very rare. This is, yeah.
What?
Well, Granny's all so surprising some days. You just come up with these things out of the blue.
No, Granny Grona is very old. Very old.
You've seen the runes, so
Have I seen the runes? I haven't looked at the runes. I'll look at the runes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pointing at them because I found them earlier. I didn't taste them.
Let's make an cold check with intelligence. Oh, damn, that's high. Yeah, you see clearly several Coptic runes. Copta is the first language of the world, of the universe, the language of the gods, and they connected it to spellcasting, and thus every spellcaster says a sentence in Coptic and some movements to trigger magic for most spellcasting. But it's also a written language as well that is used in enchantment. And inside of this animated armor is indeed Coptic runes for soul trapping, as well for guarding and aggression and movement.
I'll do my best in this time that we're just managing and catching our breath to sketch them into my book. Just a few of the runes.
That you can.
I'll look at these later. It's fascinating, but what do you say, Illyria? Time to find those damn kids now, eh?
We should. I mean, we're going back, or technically we're looking for one kid and a.
Right.
Well, it is said third floor,
Well-
and you are on the third floor.
Yes. I'll go over here, sure.
Ooh. Okay. A door to open.
I shall open it.
Oh, I forgot to put the thing there. Okay, you open it. It's open. Yes. It's completely fine. You walk into... If I get my hangings. Dust and cobwebs shroud an elegantly appointed bedroom. 2 doors can be found in this room, one plain, the other set with panes of glass. The bedroom contains a large bed, 2 end tables, and an empty wardrobe. Mounted on the wall next to the wardrobe is a full-length mirror with an ornate wooden frame carved look like ivy and berries. And immediately, as you step into the room, in the far corner, you see a terrified, skeletally thin young woman pressing herself up against the wall. After just moments of observation, you all realize that she is partially see-through.
Oh my.
Who are you? What do you want? Why are you here?
We were sent here by. Was it Rosa and Thorn?
Yes.
Yes.
Krakus can barely hear. He's hiding out by the door. He don't know which way's safer.
Well, this is my room, so maybe, you should go downstairs and enjoy the dining room and the nice rooms downstairs.
Oh, I'm really sorry. We didn't mean to disturb you.
Oh no, it's just improper. I'm just a maid. I'm sure you are esteemed guests.
Well, are you the maid of this house?
Oh, yes, indeed. I'm Miss Margaret. I take care of Rose and Thorn and little Walter. She has this brilliant smile on her lips when she speaks of the children. For 1 second, she doesn't look as fearful. She's still like cuddling up against the wall, her hands in front of her chest, like protecting herself, despite like being a ghost.
Walter, hers. Okay. Would you mind maybe telling us where we would be able to find Walter? His siblings are really worried about him.
Oh, Rose and Thorn doesn't know where he is. Well, be very, very quiet. He's sleeping, okay? Don't wanna disturb little Walter.
Of course.
I just want to make sure he's safe.
Oh, Can you tell us if this house has a basement?
Yes. Sometimes Mrs. Durst and Mr. Durst have gatherings downstairs. I'm not allowed to go there though. It seems to be some kind of secret society almost. I get very angry if I get close.
Yeah, they're kind of running a cult.
Yes, a secret society, as I said.
Do you know how to get down there? We weren't able to find it.
Oh, no. They would never say something like that to me. I'm just a maid there.
We are doing our very best to make sure that everyone is safe, and the children are outside and very worried about their parents and their little brother. Surely you can see we mean you no harm, and we have their interests at heart. Well, my friend here has asked, do you know where Walter is? And, well, if you don't know how to get down to the basement, maybe you have seen people disappear down go into rooms and not come out. Any sort of information will be very helpful, please.
Well, Mr. and Mrs. Durst greatly enjoys helping travelers coming through this area and has quite a few guests. Oh, I can't keep track of all of them. But there's been many that has come, and I've seen some leave. I've always thought that there was another exit to the basement below. As for my darling little Walter, as long as you speak in hushed tones, he's inside of the nursery, resting in his crib, as he should be.
Where is the nursery?
She points towards the door behind you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Olivia?
just be quiet. Don't disturb.
Cool.
Yeah, be cautious. You did well last time, but I've got your back. Hit her on the shoulder and cast guidance.
Okay, I will try to move into the nursery as quiet as possible.
It's a well furnished nursery with Morse forest scenes depicted on the walls. Very soft room. It has in the center is a crib with a hanging black shroud. There's no sound.
I try to get closer, still trying to be as quiet as possible.
Alright.
And have a look at the crib. I feel like I'm going to regret this.
You see a tightly wrapped baby-sized bundle. Completely wrapped.
Is it actually a baby though?
I don't know, is it?
Okay, I will carefully try to move it aside a little.
Alright. You poke it, and some of the wrapping fall open to reveal more wrapping.
Is it just wrapping?
You move a little more away, and it's more wrapping. And it's strange, because there should be a baby, otherwise its baby is way too small, and you slowly realize that indeed it's only cloth.
Okay, so she will try to get it back to being vaguely baby shaped.
Okay. All
You
right.
can just quietly
All right.
go out of the room.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
And she just kind of like motions to the others that like we need to leave.
But where's the baby?
And you all looked at Illyria as she walked in the room, a little bit worried. And as soon as all of your attention was away from the corner, and then you glance back, there's nothing there.
There is no baby.
Wondering when this actual event took place, because
The
the
maid was see-through.
the maid was see-through. We had a skeleton downstairs. I have these books of necromancy. At least she told us there may be another entrance in, or a secret door somewhere else. But short of burning the whole place to the ground, I mean,
So I don't know if I can do this, but technically I know Firebolt.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the idea of her just kind of like slowly starting, almost like she was about to shoot a firebolt, but then stopping.
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
Like,
the fire starts appearing in your hand, but then it fizzles out.
yeah, just like,
it was only a figure of speech, Lyria.
oh, I know, but I'm up for that.
Well, we'll have to see, but
Okay, it's probably not a good idea, but
probably, yes. Good idea that it's not a good idea.
Crackers turns to everybody and is like, you know what? This is a very weird situation. I think we should really press that maid further. Is this a door here?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes. I'm just like, maybe she went in here.
Like in the mirror as he does that.
So
Yeah.
just-
You look out at a balcony, drenched in water as the rain pours down.
are the
I want-
children somewhere outside?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I'm looking for.
You don't see them. And okay, and we have Nyx over there, who is looking at the mirror. You make me a perception intelligence check. $14. You actually notice that the mirror seems to be a door.
Okay, and with my previous insight of the bookshelf, I'll like adjust it, like slide it, or like pull it back, and peer inside.
Yes,
Like just a little bit.
and you bring it slightly ajar.
You're really good at finding hidden doors, are you?
Well, just lucky, I guess. But I'm kind of used to keeping things secret from prying eyes.
Oh, Crackers charges and goes, oh, the maid must have gone that way. Thanks, Nyx.
When you find the door, you also glanced quickly at the wallpaper beside it, and inside of the wallpaper that seems to be very nice looking with the ivy and in the berries, you also notice eyeballs among them.
Are they moving?
No, they're just small and woven into the pattern. Hard to notice at first, but when you take a little closer look, indeed they are there.
Everybody who
Bloodshot.
decorates with eyeballs is a weirdo, and you can't change his mind.
I'm gonna say is Krakus doesn't notice because he's obsessed with he's doing what gnomes do when they get like obsessed with one particular thing, and the particular task right now is to find the mage.
If
So he
you
doesn't notice, he just-
if you head upstairs, we will move map.
I mean, I guess if Krakus goes, then we'll just kind of have to follow.
Okay.
Yippee-ki-yay.
Just need to put the bell on that guy. But,
All right.
Oh my god, yes.
There's a bell downstairs. I just want to point that out.
All right. Just remember that there are some areas that you haven't explored on the third floor. But let's move
Yeah.
up to stair vision.
Dum, dum, dum.
it's so dark in stair vision.
I know, right?
It's like the
I
dark.
really wonder why our dark vision fails us whenever we go upstairs.
It must be the altitude sickness.
That's it.
Oh God!
I should be fine because I'm short.
Stop moving.
Altitude doesn't affect me the same way. You know, it's like you're
What?
5 meters. I'm up 2.5.
Okay.
It totally works like that.
Oh, come on, you love us.
I do.
Right, there's a door. I'm immediately going for it. I kick down the door.
Do you kick it down? Everyone can see.
Yeah, and I literally
Awesome.
burst through because I'm looking for this mate.
All right.
Oh, damn. I like try and call after him, like Krakus. Krak.
Come down.
God.
You
Alright.
enter into a hall with several doors, and all of it is choked with dust and cobwebs. This area seems to be treated differently than the rest of the house. Way more dusty.
Nix, I don't think she went up here.
Oh, what makes you say that?
I don't know. Just the dust. There's no. We're leaving footprints, and there's no
Are
other
you
footprints.
scared?
The ceiling also seems a little bit higher in here, and a little bit more. It has an angle on the sides, which makes you think that this must be more like the attic or the top floor.
Do you see any footprints or anything?
Except for your own, none.
Well, I mean, it's certainly another place, but maybe, well, we don't know very much. We know that there were some people here. We encountered enchanted armor and a ghostly maid and some children that you can't see outside anymore. Certainly a mystery, but that is intriguing to me. I don't know about you. I'm slightly intrigued. And Nix will take the reins and like go on and look for more doors.
Oh god.
And I'll cast guide, like I'll touch my chest and like say, Boreas with me, and cast guidance on myself as I open the door.
Oh, the door is locked.
Oh boy.
Didn't
Krakus, the door is locked. Do your thing.
Krakus immediately runs at the door to burst it open.
I think he's talking about the
Can I roll this? I know he's talking about the key, but this is Krakus we're talking about here.
Oh my God.
I know, I'm just I can't do voices, so that was Illyria.
Okay.
Krakus falls to the floor and he probably hits the door just solid, falls to the floor and it's like, ow! And the key drops out and it's like, Do you want to pick up the key or shall I pick up the key from the door?
I mean, I think we'll let you have your little realization.
Krakus like stands up, dusts himself up, picks up the key, and looks at everyone who look at him just like for an idiot, and like, oh, hangs his head, goes to the door, and just unlocks it.
Aww.
The door
Right key.
And he
indeed
steps to the side,
unlocks.
playing with his hands, just like.
And
Good job, you did your thing.
You tried.
He looks at you, just like twinkle in his eye.
Oh. All right. And do you guys open the door?
Yeah.
Yes. Wait, didn't it open? Oh yeah, there we go.
I knew it.
This room contains a bricked up window, flanked by 2 dusty wood-framed beds sized for children. Closer to the door is a toy chest with windmills painted on its sides and a doll housed as a perfect replica of the dreary edifice in which you stand. These furnishings are draped in cobwebs. Lying in the middle of the floor are 2 small skeletons wearing tattered but familiar clothing. The smaller of the 2 cradles a stuffed doll that you also recognize. Glimmering into view from nothing in front of you is the 2 figures of Rose and Thorn, exactly how you saw them outside, but now ghost-like and ephemeral.
Well, you could have told us you were ghosts. We would have understood.
Rose and Thorn look down on their bodies, and Thorn immediately bursts into tears. Rose looks shocked and says to you two, I'm dead. I'm really dead. How?
What happened here?
I remember more now. I remember we were locked away like we usually are when father and mother goes down into the basement. But they usually come back. They didn't come back for us. We were so hungry. So very hungry. And then we just lied down on the floor, and then it just got very, very cold. And then we went to sleep. I don't understand. Why am I here? Dad always said that I would be with Boreas.
There might be something that keeps you from leaving.
I am so cold. So very cold.
I do not know what these people do with their dead, but surely there is something to make their souls at peace. I mean, if they were locked away up here, whilst their parents had their secret society meetings in the basement, what does that say about their parents? Clearly not good folk.
Well, I mean,
Mother was strict, but father was always very kind.
Do you remember anything about them? That were they kind together at any point, or was there a point when something changed?
It felt happier here before Margaret came.
Maid.
Margaret and father were really good friends. Mother didn't like that. She started chiseling and moving stone and dirt from the basement. When When Margaret had Walter.
Margaret had what?
Yes,
Walter is good son.
she ate a lot. And then she got a tummy ache. And then there was Walter.
See. I'm starting to think this is a little bit messed up. And whether or not this is really something we want to get involved in, but color me curious to see how this whole ties together.
Was our baby brother in the crib?
I looked for him, but it
Oh,
was only a bundle of cloth.
I remember. I heard his cries. Mother took him in his arms from the crib and went into the basement. That's why I'm so worried. He's down there. All alone.
Could you show us to where the
Yeah,
basement
Like,
is?
There is a hidden pathway. You can find it there. And she points to the dollhouse.
The dollhouse is where?
In the room.
there.
There's the dollhouse.
let's have a look at the dollhouse.
All right. Inside the dollhouse, you can like remove the tiers of the house, and you do see like a really good replica of the floors you've gone through. You quickly see the master bedroom that you missed on the floor below you, and you notice the mirror in the house being able to be swung open to that hidden staircase leading up to the attic, but also a hidden door on the other side that was on the staircase side that you didn't even notice. The secret entrance to the hidden room beside the library is also found, and this specific room that you're looking for, as you search, seems to be over here, which seems to be some kind of storage room. And beside it seems to be a stone staircase leading down.
As they're looking through it, Nyx is gonna go to one of these beds and take the sheet off,
Uh-huh.
and like tuck in the bones as if they are having a nap,
Oh,
Oh.
and look at the children and say, "Well, maybe you feel a little warmer now. Boreas be with you."
That's very kind, mister. But I know you had to leave for my baby brother, but will you please come back? We've been so alone for so long.
I'll do my best, but
we can try.
We just don't want to be left alone anymore.
I'm gonna look around. Is there anything that looks like it belongs to them, other than like the dollhouse? Like, what's this here? Is it like a
It's a
chest or like
toy chest. Yes, filled
Toy
with
chest.
toys.
They're filled with toys.
Yes. Let me double see if there's anything more inside of there. Yeah, assortment of stuffed animals and toys.
I'll take a toy, like a small toy, and just like
Hey, mister, that's mine.
to make sure I don't forget.
Okay, you can take it for that reason. You know, that's my favorite, but as long as you come back.
I'll take the unicorn instead.
Okay, this is much better.
Oh.
Please come back.
Sure. He'll like tuck it into his inside pocket of his brightly colored jacket,
Alright.
and he looks over to Illyria and Krakus and say, "So, what did you find?"
There should be some sort of storage room, and through it there is a stairway that's down.
Yeah.
Okay. I believe in you. Pat on the shoulder. Cast guidance.
Krakow just waves and just says, "We'll be back."
Alright. Good luck. There were some horrible screams coming from downstairs before everything went silent.
That is settling. Thank you for that. I didn't feel like I wanted to sleep tonight, but stay tight.
Oh.
I don't think we can leave anyway.
Oh.
Well,
So.
Oh shit, I forgot my voice changer there. I'm sorry.
so yeah.
Yeah.
After you.
Should we check this door first? Over here.
I mean, we can check the other room first. Well.
Storerooms, whatever. I don't know. I'll let you lead.
Is this one locked?
No, it's open. I should have opened it now. Oh, you check that one too. Okay, blip, blip. There we go. Krakus, you look into what seems to be a spare bedroom. Dust-choked room, slender bed, nightstand, small iron stove, writing desk with a stool, an empty wardrobe, a rocking chair, a smiling doll in a lacy yellow dress sits in a northern window box, cobwebs draping it like a wedding veil.
I call out to Nix because there's a writing table. Crackers can't read.
Oh, it's basically it's just a desk for writing. It's otherwise empty.
Alright, so there's no drawers or anything.
No, it just seems to be a simple desk. It seems to be more of a, I don't know, it's a humble bedroom rather than the lavish things you see downstairs.
Okay.
Oh, so. Oh, fuck.
Is this the way? I mean,
Okay,
Oh no, it was in the storage area that is behind you.
It's
And,
Illyria just kind of like seeing you
Christian,
guys go in there. She just kind of follows.
just like poke my head in.
I don't know, Illyria marches in. Let's see.
Hvað er að gerast akkur núna? Okay.
Okay, this dusty chamber is packed with old furniture, chairs, coat racks, standing mirrors, dress mannequins, and all as such, all wrapped in dusty white sheets. Near an iron stove underneath one of the sheets is a wooden trunk.
Sérðu, ég drep hann á fucking þennan gaur svo hratt, svo fucking hratt. Hann getur ekki gert neitt.
Yeah, so there's a wooden trunk in there.
Þetta þriðja, nei, þetta annað,
Which I can't
go
really see
back in
it.
time shit mitt.
Oh, and
Hann er með
This-
gold items
there
í
is
riðinu.
a yeah, there's not on the map, but it's like a wooden trunk over here.
Okay. Sure. I'll like take a look at it if it's like been opened or if it looks.
It is indeed unlocked, and you find another skeleton. Dressed,
Holy shit, ég
Within the
næstu
chest.
fuck.
yeah, dressed with the servant's clothing that Margaret wore, and that servant's clothing is ripped in several places and coated with dry blood.
Hversu ógeðslegar hann varð hjá mér í byrjun.
No.
Hvað sagðirðu?
Krakus, I can't remember. Can you
Halli?
ascertain whether how something died?
I got survival skill.
This would be a medical check, which you are really good at.
Ah,
Yeah.
I would like to do a medical check on this dress.
All
How
right.
did the dress die?
On the dress.
It's a fashion check.
Wow. Medics with cutting. Thank you. Medicine. I mean.
So that would be roll 1d20
Yes, 1d20.
plus
How many
2.
skill tiers do you have in medicine? 2, right? It's not more?
I got 2 points in it, if
Yeah.
that's what it means.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it would be 1d20 plus 5.
Why plus 5? Help me.
Because your proficiency bonus is 2 and your cunning modifier is 3. So altogether that's 5.
Oh, okay. Okay. We're rolling.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Nice.
I can tell how the dead lie.
By it seems to have been you check the length of these rips in the clothing and how the blood has splattered, and where on the body it seems to have been multiple stab wounds to the back.
Legs. I believe this was stabbed. The tears in the dress suggests it's been stabbed with a knife or something.
Yeah,
A
small bladed instrument of some sort.
A small blade.
So not brute force. No breaking of
No,
bones
no.
or anything.
It's they look very much full of intent, but not that brutal. It looks just not a lot of force. It's just a lot of stab wounds.
Well,
like-
if this is Margaret, then I guess it makes sense.
I suppose. I mean, it could also be the lady of the house wearing Margaret's clothes, but I think since there is no
Also, yeah.
blunt force trauma, maybe this was like a lover's quarrel with the lady of the house and Margaret, who were at odds that
Had
the
a
man
tummy
of the
ache.
house had illicit affairs with the maid. Certainly a tragic tale. It will go well in my book. You start scribbling down like theory plot hooks.
Nice. Alright.
I'm gonna dig through the little chest thing to see if there's anything else in there, other than just the body and the dress.
It seems to be some sheets inside, but it looks like it was cleared for the purposes of stuffing. And then she, with your really high medical check, it does seem like this body was stuffed and forced in there.
Guys, this is definitely a woman. I can tell by the pelvis, and
Yes, you can.
definitely the maid because she died with the.
Ég valdi ná að klára neitt
Hold it.
þannig en ég segi sem að
So we're looking for
Definitely the maid.
And I
Hvað sagði?
start for the
Yeah, when you step over into that corner, Illyria, you do notice these distinct outlines of a stone door.
okay.
Just where you stand. Just a little bit hard to see from afar, but when you step close, it's obvious.
So
Já,
are
ég er
we
búin að
able
fara
to find out what happened in the basement?
Hvað sagði? Ég kefti það, ég fekk
Yes,
eldkorn á
you want
hornin.
to find closure.
Mappið er rosalega cool. Mér
And he'll go up to Illyria and do the same thing and pat her on the shoulder. Have the guidance.
I have yet to make a check with guidance.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's just like almost a thing that he does to make people feel better about themselves and how like you know,
Yeah, give them some
Krakus is,
courage.
yeah, Krakus is used to it. He just like
Can I have somebody like that IRL, please? Anyway, I guess we're heading down.
Yes, you do. It's a narrow spiral, a staircase made of creaky wood, which is contained with the 1.5 meters wide shaft of mortared stone. Thick cobwebs fill the shaft and reduces your visibility.
Down to 12 meters in the dark.
No, to 1 meters in the dark.
What?
Yeah, it's really, really thick, and you won't see anything.
Fálar off damage bit hratt. Hvert einasta stage, það bara ok, núna ger ég ekki damage lengur.
And then there was nothing but blackness for 5 years.
It's just.
I'm also fixing the music, so it takes a little bit extra time.
I wonder what lift vision looks like.
fluorescent lighting.
Yeah, ég held að ástæðan að þetta run svo like svona fucking gott því ég fekk first item sentient me took á Captain.
I think from here on out we proceed cautiously, slowly, softly.
Ow! You stood on my foot.
Wow.
Time, like nighttime in the Warren, Krakus.
Oh, there was this one time.
No, this is not story time. This is time.
Alright,
Okay.
so a narrow tunnel stretches before you, before branching east and west. No, north and south. The structure is carved out of earth, clay, and rock. This tunnel is about 2 meters wide and just about 2 meters tall, with timber braces at every 2 meters intervals. Looking down on the floor, you can see all the footprints in the earthen floor leading every which way. From the moment you take a step onto depressed dirt floors, you can hear an eerie, incessant chant echoing throughout the structure. You can't seem to pinpoint from which direction it comes from.
But we do know north and south, Dan.
Well, I mean, you do have some points in survival, you, Krakus, and you also have the nomad feature. If you start walking around in circles and gets very labyrinthian, you might lose track of that, but right now, you do know.
I think it's a bit of metal left over from when the armor hit me in the skull. You know, like it's pointing towards north. My head keeps wanting to turn.
Maybe. Alright.
Alright, we feel our way through the darkness.
Where do you want to go?
Guided by a beating heart.
Is it possible to see if there are any footprints, like, or worn, you know, like when you walk on something for a long time, it's like worn down, like if there, because people have been coming here, you know, they had like their occult group, secret society meetings. Presumably they've been going one way more often than others. Is there anything like that in the ground?
Oh, it's really good. Roll perception with intelligence. Rudies. You do see a lot of like footsteps all over the place, but it's hard for you to ascertain if there's any place where it seems thicker, or if there's movement in a specific direction.
Seeing Nyx do this, Krakus starts doing the same.
All right, you do the same.
I'm so original.
But since you have survival, you can choose to do this with survival or perception.
Well, just checking my sheet here. Which would be more? Actually, I could do it with either. Can I? I'll go with survival just to be different.
All right, might give you different information.
Just to check, Becky,
Yeah?
if you have a point, like a dot in one of the skills,
Yeah.
that means you're proficient with it?
Basically,
You add your
yes.
proficiency?
Yeah.
Oh.
But you
then I
have
need to,
Jack
like,
of.
add-
Oh,
I have Jack of all trades, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but Jack of all trades isn't necessarily the proficient. It's just that you it's like it is like you have proficiency in everything. Have proficiency. Oh,
sure.
19.
So it's just a +1, so that's
yeah.
fair enough.
The footsteps underneath your feet seems to be mostly been by more soft shoes rather than like heavy boots or armor. It seems to be shoes that an scholar or an aristocrat would wear. And they do seem to concentrate in this line here rather than that line, and of course up and down here it's quite often. But there's also turning the corner there.
Oh my god, we do have a map. I lost the map again. I didn't realize we had one.
Oh god.
La 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 da 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 da. No, I'm gonna shrink
okay.
the slide. Oh my god, that would help. Okay, I'll
Would
zoom
you-
in a little bit.
Where do you guys want to go?
Crackers simply says it's like, no heavy boots, so no more scary armor. Shall we go south?
Sure.
Softly. Slowly. Stealthy.
Gently, gingerly.
Wait a minute. Can I get my back rub?
Sure. He pats him on the back, makes you feel good. Go ahead.
Good eye,
All right. Awesome.
Crackers just literally stands at this corner and peers around the edges just to see. Oh, there's nothing.
There seems to be several side paths with this large stone plates almost blocking the way. What seems to be some scribbled text on. You have no idea what it says because you can't read.
Hilaria.
Yeah.
I see some chicken scratch, but I cannot read.
Okay. I have a look at it.
All right. On this stone slab over here, let's see. It says Rosavalda Durst. And on this slab over here, it says Thornbolt Durst.
Oh.
As a random question, has anyone got like? I think it'd be like a scholar check to basically see how people are meant to be tended to in the afterlife in this place. Would it be? Like, how do we know like what is the common thing for what's happening to bodies? Because it looks like they're getting buried.
Yeah, I mean there are some cultures who have different kinds of funeral rituals, but what has always been a common thing, especially for the more humanoid races who are a bit more, have a congregated society like the half-elves. Burial is a common way, indeed.
So I'm guessing these are tombs, right?
It seems like it. Yes.
Yes. Can we open it up because the bodies are upstairs? Well, yeah, the skeleton's upstairs. So it seems very odd, not in their appropriate resting place. Can we look inside?
It's a heavy stone slab from top to bottom, but it seems like they are on the ground. There are these scraping marks. So it looks like at one point it was opened or put into place.
Maybe if we try to get there.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, they do look a little bit heavy, so you can try Crocus on your own. See what happens.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's do an athletics check with Brawn.
So 1d20. Thank you for the back rub. Loosen those muscles. I got this, guys. And athletics. So
yeah, and the back rub was a guidance, so plus 1d4. Yeah.
So
roll a 1d4 with the thing. You have 0 in Brawn. Do you have dots in athletics?
Yes, I got dex. I got +3.
Do you have dots in athletics?
Oh yes.
How many dots?
I have 2.
All right, then you were rolling this with +2.
Oh.
That's why you had the skill tiers there.
I need to find out how the dot thing works because I'm slightly confused. But I'll nag you at some point.
We have the same athletics, and I'm not sure how I feel.
Well, you can roll the 1d4 plus this, but it won't do anything. Like you push against it and like but it doesn't move.
Nix just looks there, looks at me like. I look at Nix and like, I'm not strong.
Maybe the two of us should try.
Alright.
I look at Ilaria, look at my arms, I'm thinking, nah, I'm stronger than Ilaria. We need some brute force, we need Nix.
The thing is, if you're trying to do a task together, like in this instance, one of you gets to roll with advantage. So indeed, it can be definitely beneficial to do something together.
Which one of us is strong?
Grr.
Grr.
I think Crocus is 10 and you is 10, Ilaria, and I'm pretty sure that Nyx is also a 10.
He's an 8.
He's an 8. Okay, it's even worse. So, Ilaria and Crocus, you can do it together then. Does both of you have points into athletics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you will be rolling with the same modifier. So both of you roll, and Crocus add the 1d4. And see which one is higher.
So what I do is +4, then +1d.
Oh, you roll with the +4. You should only be rolling with the +2.
Well,
you have Syrian Brawn.
yeah, I mustered up some strength,
Okay.
breathing really hard. And,
So 1d20 +2. Oh, okay. Alright. Together. Together.
Right now.
You pushed slowly but surely the slab to the wall. Wait, isn't it working? Can you see inside?
You know, it could just be that the children are named after an ancestor and we're desecrating a tomb of some sort.
Hey, that's
There should
after
be
you
one.
pushed it open.
I imagine that she says that as we finish pushing it open.
Cough, cough. Vampires. Cough, cough. I'm out of this room.
Wait. It's a.
You
It's a
realize that coffins. Normal people get buried in coffins.
No. Us gnomes, we get eaten by hags
Sometimes.
and get lost in the swamp.
Okay. Does anybody step in?
That's kind of
Yeah,
sad,
yeah.
actually.
All right. There's a well chiseled and carved coffin with a beer underneath, and on the coffin's top it says Roosevelt the Durst.
Did you say a beer?
No, it's actually a thing. I had to look it up. It's spelled like that.
That doesn't help the case whatsoever.
I actually learned that the beer is the coffin's like what is resting upon.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to
okay.
say, Crackers was about to link
It
that.
also means just beer in German.
Oh, okay. Oh no, this one is Thornbolt. Thornbolt, or sorry, this is Thornbolt.
Valeria,
top
can
of
you
it.
point out that these slabs are beer?
Oh my god.
I'm pretty sure Alira is in German.
Yeah, but the structure where so it's like lifted up. It's not on the floor. It's like slightly raised up, like a nice rock stone thing.
So actually, he's gonna like step back and let Crackers do this because this is Crackers' idea.
Okay.
I turn to Nix and starts rubbing his leg because you know how tall I am. Start rubbing his leg and go, guidance.
All right.
Hey. I just want to make you feel good, and now you're demanding feeling good. What kind of
Wow.
tiefling do you think I am?
Wow. Like a drug dealer.
Do the two of you want some alone time? Like,
It's okay here. There's a certain amount of rubbing that is okay, and then there's a certain that is not okay. And sometimes when you ask for it, yeah, the shine is a little less.
I'm disappointed in you, Nix. I'll do it for the team.
All right.
I go up to where the head would be.
Uh-huh.
I like gently push it over a little bit of time because I'm a very gentle little creature. So
This one is not like it's a slab that you push. It's more of like it's actually like hinges, so it opens up, and it's unlocked. And you crack it a little bit ajar because you're a little bit scared, and you peer inside, and you can't see anything, and you lift a little bit more, and still you can't see anything, and you lift a bit more, and then you realize it's empty, but for its very nice padding.
I then crawl inside and sit in it. Like, this is comfy.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
I have an idea. The bones upstairs. We should totally return with the bones.
maybe after we take
Maybe.
care of whatever is going on here.
Yes.
Good idea.
I then crawl out of the coffin. Do I have to do an athletics test?
No,
Okay.
it's okay. No, the lid closes on you, and you're trapped there forever.
He's
No,
comfortable
it's okay.
with this
That's okay.
possibility.
Wow, really?
You do realize that would probably be a very unpleasant death.
Yeah.
He's a gnome. He lives in a warren. Like, you know how cats and rats and things like that, they like to be in
Yeah,
certain
but
spaces and they some food.
there are key differences here. Air is one.
Oh yes. And I don't have some mushrooms to hide, so yeah, that's a good point. That's the point, actually. Is there any kind of like growth at all, like mushrooms or anything like that growing down here, or is it just dirty?
It seems to be more of the dirty side. It's down here. For the first time, you actually smell something, and it's moldy, like something is decaying in a corner somewhere.
Like this.
The hag.
Told you. You could have said, "Excuse me." We talked about this.
Nah, guys, serious. I think I smell a hag. Where? Just keep your eyes open.
How do you know the smell of a hag?
Yeah.
Oh, back in the bogs of Maya, we're constantly hampered by hags. They're always trying to get. One got Toby last week. It was rather messy.
Anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Toby was a dick. It was fine.
This seems to be some kind of simple dining hall. There's, as you can see, a table with some benches on it. On it there are some discarded wooden mugs and some cutlery. All seems very, very old. The wood has cracked or molded a long time ago. The iron cutlery has rusted. In this little alcove there are several shelves stacked with what seems to be food stuff and plates and more cutlery and casks and more mugs, and all of the food has been basically turned into dust a long time ago. And the same thing with the rust and the mold.
My character's big on alchemy. Is there any possibility I could collect this dust to see if I can make something at a later point?
Let's say that you do find a mushroom. I will come back to you with this. I have been like preparing to create like an alchemy, a small alchemy system just for you for this whole thing, because I don't have an alchemy system. But right now I don't have anything. So let's just say that you add a mushroom of unknown origin to your backpack.
So to just envisage this, like Crackers gets on his all fours, getting the scent of something. He's sniffing through the dust like, achoo! Oh! A gold bloom. Yes. And he puts it in his pocket.
Alright, that works really well. Okay. Alright. Okay. You see more corridors with more steps.
Wow, Lyria, that was quite the dash.
Stop right there.
Maybe it seems like that to you because your legs are short.
As you step into these corridors here, the earth seems to be more dirt than it is stone. Stop! I said stop! Then you stop! And from underneath the ground comes this clawing sound as dirt is moved to the side as something seems to arise from the floor.
Come back.
We have been streaming now for 3 hours. It seems we won't be able to finish tonight.